It was one of those calm Sunday mornings, the kind that make you forget HOAs even exist. The sun had just crawled over the ridge, the horses were grazing near the fence, and my two German shepherds, Duke and Roxy, were sprawled on the porch like lazy guards on vacation. Then I heard the sound no ranch owner ever wants to hear. A gate latch click. At first, I thought it might be the mailman. But when I looked out toward the drive, I didn't see a delivery truck. Instead, I saw Karen. Clipboard in hand, khaki shorts, and a sun hat so wide it could double as a satellite dish. She was tiptoeing across my yard, whispering something into her phone like she was narrating a wildlife documentary. I stepped out onto the porch. "Karen," I called. "Why are you on my property again?" She jumped like I'd fired a gun. "Oh, I, just checking on something." "Checking on what?" I asked. "The animals," she said, adjusting her sunglasses. "We've had reports that your pets are aggressive. I'm here to conduct an inspection." I nearly choked on my coffee. "Inspection? You're not animal control." "I'm the HOA president," she said proudly. "And per neighborhood code, I'm authorized to ensure pet safety standards are being met." I sighed. "Karen, this is a ranch. My dogs guard cattle, not cul-de-sacs. You have 5 seconds to turn around." "If you have nothing to hide," she said sweetly, "you shouldn't mind me looking around." And with that, she actually walked past me toward the barn. Now, Duke and Roxy are usually calm, unless you sneak around their turf. Then they're all teeth and thunder. Karen hadn't taken 3 steps before Duke came charging out from behind the shed, barking like a storm. Roxy followed, circling her like a police K-9 on duty. Karen screamed so loud the birds took off from the trees. "Call them off. They're attacking me. They're doing their job." I yelled back. "I'm calling 911. She shrieked, climbing onto a fence post like a panicked cat. "These dogs are vicious." "Funny," I said, crossing my arms. "They didn't bite you. They just don't like trespassers." "I am not trespassing," she yelled. "Then what are you doing on my ranch, Karen?" She froze, still perched like a flamingo on the fence. "I told you," she snapped. "Inspecting for violations. HOA Rule 47B. "There is no HOA Rule 47B, I interrupted, "because this property isn't even under your HOA. 15 minutes later, the sheriff's truck pulled up. Deputy Ruiz again. The same poor guy who's been dealing with her antics for months. He got out, took one look at Karen balancing on the fence, and sighed. "Oh no, not again." Karen pointed dramatically. "Arrest him. His animals are dangerous. They attacked me." Ruiz looked at the dogs, wagging their tails behind me. Then at her. "Karen, they're sitting down." "They chased me," she protested. "Unprovoked." Ruiz turned to me. "You got security footage?" I grinned. "Oh, I've got everything." We went inside, and I pulled up the camera feed on my laptop. There it was, clear as day. Karen sneaking through my gate. Karen taking pictures of my barn. Karen sticking her nose inside my chicken coop. And then, Karen getting chased by Duke while screaming like a banshee. Ruiz watched the whole thing with one eyebrow raised. "Karen," he said slowly, "you entered his property without permission, approached his animals, and ignored multiple warnings. That's breaking and entering." Her mouth dropped open. "Breaking and entering? I didn't break anything." Ruiz smirked. "That's just the term, ma'am. You can't arrest me," she yelled. "I'm an HOA officer." "Yeah," Ruiz said, pulling out his cuffs. "And I'm the law." Karen was escorted off the ranch in the back of the cruiser, still shouting about bylaws and animal cruelty. Duke barked happily as she left, tail wagging like he'd just won a medal. Later that day, I received an official notice from the sheriff's office confirming she'd been charged with trespassing, harassment, and interfering with a lawfully owned working animal. The HOA tried to distance themselves from her immediately, claiming she acted independently. I printed that statement and framed it in my barn. 2 weeks later, I got a letter from Karen, handwritten, full of passive-aggressive apologies. "I only wanted to ensure the animals were being treated properly," she wrote. I didn't know your dogs were professionally trained. I didn't bother replying. Instead, I mailed her a picture. Duke and Roxy sitting proudly on the porch, wearing shiny new tags that said, Certified HOA Patrol, trespassers beware. Since then, I haven't seen Karen step foot near my property. Every time she drives by, Duke stands at the gate, tail wagging like he's daring her to try again. And I swear, every time I see that look on his face, it's like he's saying, Don't worry, boss. If Karen comes back, we'll handle the inspection.